Look at this guy. Isn't it sweet? And you see that over there? That's even a little screen. And just wait till you hear what it sounds like. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Jack of all trades video. And if you're familiar with the channel from way back, I used to do a lot of keyboard videos. And I'm still very much a part of the custom keyboard community. I got a lot of keyboards to show off here. And this is one of my latest ones. But this one is different than the rest in that it's not custom. What I was just showing you off there and that sound profile, that comes straight from the factory stock. I have not done anything to this keyboard yet. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I've been out of the community for some time. I haven't done a lot of new builds. I'm still very much engaged in custom keyboards, and I use them every day and swap them out all the time. I've got quite the collection. Here's one of my favorites, my first one actually. Pretty sweet, right? And the story behind this goes so much deeper than this one here. You see, what got me back into it was I built a new PC and I wanted to hook it up to my TV in the living room and be able to game remotely. So I wanted a wireless 2.4 gigahertz keyboard, which is definitely the way to go, not Bluetooth. Go with the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, but that's another story. And so I got this one after a lot of browsing. This one seemed really cool. It was less than $100 on Amazon. It came in like 2 days, and it sounds great. I was shocked with the quality of the sound profile, as well as the feel of the keyboard. And the mods weren't even super rattly. Spacebar's a little high pitch. I'm probably going to fix that up. But other than that, it's honestly very impressive. You see, a keyboard like this has hours and hours and hours poured into it. Especially this one, specifically, because I went pretty custom on the switches. They're spring swapped and lubed and lots of mods. That's a whole other... This one was a project, and that was part of the fun of going custom. And that fun is what the whole community is all about. Still is, but definitely was. And this is what went into, I think, this build. You see, a few years ago, around COVID, that creamy sound that you were hearing, that one, that's from a mod called the PE foam mod. Someone in the community realized that slapping a layer of PE foam in the board would give it that really rounded, creamy sort of sound that we often love. And so I think what happened is when that started blowing up, and a lot of people started doing that, modding their keyboards like that, well, this was a really low bar for companies to be able to hit to get that sound. It really was that easy. You put a layer of PE foam in there, and it basically turns it into that sort of creamy sound that so many people hunt for. It was a real staple in the community. There's so much more that goes into modding. But companies are picking up, and they're saying, hey, we can put some layers. And if you look at the product page for this keyboard specifically, and you can hear it in the back too, when I tap on it, yeah, you can, if you know, you can sort of tell that there's a lot of foam and a lot of dampening going into this board. And that's the sort of thing you would do if you were custom. You'd get a pretty hollow build, and you'd fill it with foam, tape, PE foam, all these different sorts of things. And so companies are now starting to do that and ship you keyboards that sound like this from the company stock, you know? So this was me waiting for a day, Amazon Prime, and those other builds that you saw were... This thing took forever. And it still has rattly space bars. I need to fix it. That's part of what goes into keyboards, right? And so this really got me to start thinking, like, is the custom keyboard community dying? Is it over? Have we just like reached that point where these companies that are so big and can easily implement these sort of mods that we're doing to fix the keyboards, they could just do it stock from the factory. You can get, you know, pretty damn good sounding keyboards just right away. What's left to be done? And I still think there is very much a place for the custom modding keyboard community, because this basically came from there in the first place. Those mods, someone had to discover the PE foam mod for it to then be implemented and grow to this point where companies are selling keyboards with it already implemented. So what's next? I think it's up to us as part of the community to continue with our creativity and to keep modding and figure out where we're going to take the keyboards next. And of course, that's part of the fun. That's why we do. We don't do it to make it easy, I guess. I don't sit there lubing switches for hours because it's easy. I do it because it's fun and I have an enjoyment and a passion for the hobby. So this is great. It's an amazing option. I'm super happy actually that keyboards are at a place where you can just order something that's this good for less than $100 on Amazon, because I had to do way more than that back in the day. For the average person, do a little more homework and you can get something like this really, really easy if you find the right one. And for the other side of things, people that want that extra 10, 20%, or even 5% more of quality sound or just engagement and creativity, there's still plenty left that I think needs to be done in the custom community. So I just wanted to share my story with you guys on some custom keyboards there, because this is very different than this. And I think they both have their place. Thank you for listening, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy and keep modding.